everybody, it's Bea, and I am excited because the time has finally come. Well, not really, because there's no electricity to my appliances and I don't have hot water yet, but aside from those non-important things, we're close enough, and I am impatient because I want to start filming in here. We're gonna give a little house tour, show you the renovations we've made. And then at the end of this video, we will go over a lot of the questions you guys had about why I moved, what happened to the other house, yada, 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 because y'all are confused. So if you want clarification on that, stick around to the end of the video because that is when that's gonna happen. But right now, let's get into it. And I guess we will start in the room that we are currently in, which is the bedroom. Well, this is technically the closet, but okay, so here is the main bedroom. Let me just remind you a little bit about what it looked like before. Very dated, as you can tell by the window treatment and the delicious brown shag carpeting that has more rolls than me. And there was no true main bedroom because they were all the same size. So for the main part of the bedroom, we increased the square footage and updated the floor to this awesome vinyl plank that I have going throughout the entire house. Not a lot going on at the moment in this room because I'm still in the process of getting settled and decorating, but there is my glorious bed. And can we just talk for a second about how comfortable my bed is right now? Y'all, I have been sleeping with Douglas for the past like 8 months now at my mom's house in a twin size bed. Extremely grateful that I had a place to stay, but I am not gonna lie, I am very excited to have my bed back. Just so comfy, and the biggest thing that I have been looking forward to about the move-in date is my bed. And it's been made all that more comfy by the sponsor of today's video, which is Brooklinen. If you guys weren't aware, high quality bedding is a racket, but Brooklinen gives you the quality and comfort at an affordable price. They were founded on the philosophy that people deserve simple, beautiful home essentials without the luxury markup. They're seriously my fave. All of my linens come from there, even my towels at this point. Not only does the bedding feel great, but it also looks great too. When you make your order, you get to mix and match over 20 different colors and patterns. I got Anne and my mom hooked on them as well. Probably would get more, but I literally only know like 2 people. But you don't have to take it from me. You can go and check out their over 100,000 5-star reviews that they have, which is more than any other online bedding company. So let's talk about pricing, because comparable luxury sheets cost around $500 for like the set, but at Brooklinen, their classic and luxe hardcore bundles you can get for $200 to $250 depending on the size of your bed, and that's everything. And it comes with a fitted sheet, flat sheet, pillowcase, and duvet cover. Plus right now Brooklinen is having their President's Day sale, so all Brooklinen items are 15% off through the 23rd of February. So it's kind of the perfect time to give your bedroom a little bit of a refresh. Again, huge thank you to Brooklinen for sponsoring this video. This whole area actually used to be 2 rooms before we knocked down a wall, which we really didn't need to knock down because there was a closet here and a closet there, and we basically combined the closets to make mega closet. And this closet is going to be great, and maybe for once I will be organized and be able to find things and wear things that I normally don't, instead of just wearing what's right in front of me like I normally do. Main room bathroom, which is completely awesome. His and hers vanity. Will I ever have a his? I don't know. I apologize for how shaky these reveal B-roll videos are, but I thought that I was being steady. Anyways, for the bathroom, I was going for something clean looking and spa-like, but still comfy. Got this little private toilet cubby, except for I am realizing that there's no door between like this bathroom and like the bedroom part, which might get weird in certain instances, but we will cross that bridge when we come to it. And my favorite and probably the most annoying thing to my contractors, this tile. Fun fact, when I renovated my other house, I actually didn't get to pick the tile at all. The contractors just slapped it up, and I had to live with it because afraid of confrontation. Yeah, but that first experience was absolutely horrendous. The contractors this time around could not have been better. Just huge thank you to them for every little thing that I wanted to add. They were down for. They were very collaborative. They included me in like all of the processes, asked me a bunch of questions, gave me options that I didn't even know I had. And admittedly, at times it was a little bit overwhelming because I'm not good at decisions, but but yeah, I absolutely love this house, so it was really worth it, and I just feel like just so grateful. They're just awesome. So I found this tile and I fell in love with it. This is just like a mosaic. Turns out mosaic is just like for like a little strip, a little accent, not necessarily for the entire wall. And I was like, let's do it for the entire wall. And I thought it wouldn't be that bad because it comes on those mesh sheets. But still they're kind of awkward and they get heavy and saggy, so you can only do like one row, let it dry at a time. So like this was a multiple day project, like. And they're like really big perfectionists. They sit there and they were tweaking out on all of like the little tiles, making sure that like, they were perfectly straight. And I was like, it's fine. If some of them aren't straight, then it's fine, because kind of like things that are a little f***ed up anyway. But yeah, I love this. You guys know I love a bath. I am going to really enjoy sitting in this bath, looking at this tile, having a bath desk situation. It's just gonna be great. Oh, and the Bed Bath & Beyond was going out of business, so I got these fancy UGG shower curtains for the price of normal shower curtains that aren't super fancy. I don't know why they're fancy, but... And that brings us to the office. It's pretty underwhelming, and this was one of the first rooms that was finished, so it ended up being the sorting house for all of the boxes, you know, to get sifted through. And I'm not quite done sifting through things and finding a place for everything, so this is probably gonna be chaos for a while. And let's face it, when was my office never not chaos? So this is the main hallway bathroom. I just kind of updated stuff in here. Like that was the original vanity. I just sanded it and restained it and added some new hardware. This is the same countertop as in the kitchen. We just reused remnants of the slab because you have to buy like the entire slab. They don't just let you take half or whatever. So used it as much as we could. And this backsplash, same thing as in the kitchen as well. We just used what was left over. I think like the circle mirror is kind of different, kind of looks cool. Not a whole lot to this bathroom, just a little poo palace for guests. So next we have the living room kitchen combo. It's a little bit messy right now, but I'll shoot some B-roll where it's not such chaos. But if you remember, there used to be like a whole wall here. And there used to be so many cabinets that it was claustrophobic with cabinets. So if you've been here a while, you're gonna notice that this kitchen looks oddly similar to the kitchen that I renovated in the last house. And it's just for the simple fact that I love that kitchen. I thought it looked, I don't know, it just looked really happy and friendly and warm and inviting. And I wanted to carry that out in this house too, but like make it better. The island is huge and awesome. And I got like these cool square minimalist bar stools, tons of storage. I love the subway tile, continued it all the way to the ceiling. I love all the windows in this bitch because we're light, bright, and airy. And the living room probably looks pretty similar to my last house too because I have all the same furniture. It was so drab before, and like a lot of houses built at the time, there were no lights in the sitting room area, so we changed that immediately. And I feel like my furniture fits this house really well. Also, Douglas made himself at home immediately. Oh, I didn't show you the ambiance. Check this out. Oh. I got all these fake battery operated candles off of Amazon that you just control with this remote, and it just adds an element of ambiance whenever I feel like having ambiance. It doesn't look as good in the daytime, but what can you do? We got this pumpkin light in the dining room, and I low-key don't know if I am going to put up the dining room table or not, because I kind of like this open area. I'm kind of feeling like I want to do morning yoga there, because that seems like a vibe. And I know people don't say vibe anymore, but could there be anything more vibey than doing morning yoga in this space filled with light? I don't think so. Got these funky curtains at Target. There used to be this odd bathroom that was also a hallway from the kitchen to a bedroom, and I closed that wall off and put a laundry room up here, which may have been the smartest thing I have ever done. Adding main floor laundry is definitely a plus. And now let's go downstairs, which is not yet done, as you can see by the floor not yet being done. The basement was unfinished and honestly kind of spooky. But it's pretty amazing what throwing up some drywall, putting down some flooring, and of course adding a million recessed lights will do to make it look less like a dungeon. It's not yet completed, as you can see by all the tools laying on the ground, but it's still a huge upgrade from where it was. It's just gonna be like a big room for activities. And I'm planning on hosting some yoga classes down here with like me, my aunt, my sister, get the whole squad going on some fitness because they're just like getting older, you know, and not as limber. And we need to like make health a collaborative effort on all of our parts, because the more people that you get involved like around you, the easier it will be for you. Which brings us to our next point, which is why I bought this house. So to clear up some of the confusion, I brought you to the messiest room in the house. So there's been a lot of questions about like why I bought another house, why I'm moving. Basically, the short answer is like when I put an offer in on this house, I had like absolutely nothing in the town where my first house was, as far as I didn't have any friends there. I was about to quit my job at the Space Force base. Dating in the area was god-awful. It's probably god-awful everywhere. So there was really nothing there for me, and all of my family is here. They're all getting older, and I feel like this monumental like weight to take care of people that I love, you know, like my grandma, my mom, my sister, all this stuff. Like if you don't know, my sister is disabled. Like there's just like a lot that I would rather be closer for, like in the future, you know? I don't like thinking about those things, but I also really think about them a lot. But like little things too, like today, like it snowed a whole lot, and instead of my grandma having to go out, even though it put on its little babushka hat and decided to go out anyway, me and my mom went over and shoveled its walk so it didn't have to. And this house is like smack dab in the middle of all of my family. My grandma is literally a minute away. If anything goes wrong, like my grandpa is finally home from the hospital, if anything goes wrong, like they could call me and I could be there in literally a minute. I'm 5 minutes away from my mom. I'm like 2 minutes away from my aunt. It's just like a lot more family. Whereas up there, I was just like completely alone. But where some of the confusion came in is because me and Anne started hanging out again, and I didn't realize that she had moved to that town until like I reached out and like I was like, hey, like you want to still be friends? And she was like, yeah. And then she said that she was in the same town as me, and like we started hanging out. I was just like having fun for like the first time since moving into that house. So I didn't want to give that up, and it's not like everybody was like falling apart in the moment. And this house was already under contract. Like I had already put an offer and it got accepted. So I figured I would renovate this house and then rent it out when it was ready. But that apparently was not in the cards. That was not what the universe decided, because I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but you guys know I had like a period of time where I was having like these really debilitating panic anxiety spirals, and I couldn't live up there. I couldn't live alone. And at the same time like that was happening, there was circumstances where Anne and her sister had to move out of the place that they were in. And I was like, hey, just come live with me. Like I am one person and I have like all of these rooms. And it just so happened that my panic attack things, I don't even know what they are, honestly. My panic attack, disassociation, waking nightmare things just happened to get like really bad, where I had to move back in with my mom. Literally like when they came and moved in. So it looked really bad, like from an outside perspective. Y'all were like, Anna's running you out of your house. I promise that's not what happened. It just like looked really bad timing wise. And basically I didn't want to let that first house go because I bought it at a really low interest rate and I bought it as is. And when I did the renovations, I built up a lot of equity in that house. And because of that, I'm able to rent that house to Anne and her sister for the price that they would rent out like a 1-bedroom apartment in that town. Like I'm not like raking anybody over the coals to keep that house. I think it's very fair. And also in that town, like I mentioned, it's a military town, so a lot of people are looking to rent. So for the people who were like giving me a lot of criticism about wanting to be like a landlord, mind your business, mind your business, mind your business, mind your business, mind your business. And that's all like the explanation that I really need to say, I guess. But I absolutely love this house. Like it's my dream house. I'm very excited about like all of the possibilities here and the fact that like I'm close to family. And plus, since Anne goes and visits her parents like literally every weekend, she comes through this town. So we hang out on the weekends still. So it's like I get the best of both worlds. And it just kind of feels like kismet, like it was supposed to happen. And when I was kind of like going against the grain and not letting it happen, that's when the anxiety stuff happened, you know, and kind of forced me into this position. So that's just how I'm kind of like looking at it. Anyways, I have rambled on long enough. I don't even know if half of that was coherent. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Other than that, I will see you on the next one. Bye!